Dude, the party for what is that he's doing? He's like a 250
anniversary
all across America.
Wait, what?
Oh, is it America turning
party.
250 during his term?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they want to do a big sort of party, which is I like that. I'm totally down for that.
I like that idea. Yeah,
some parties, everybody gets together, a little national pride.
I hope the left doesn't embarrass themselves. Like please do not complain about him throwing a 250 party. Save your complaints for something valid.
Yeah, just have fun with it.
Right now, they're trying to organize that the Airbnbs in the DC area not rent to conservatives who are coming for the inauguration.
That's awesome.
I haven't heard about that.
Oh yeah, fun times.
How do they determine if they're conservative or not?
Well, you give them a test.
Like what?
Because nothing says sticking it to the man quite like paying exorbitant amounts of money for the shitty fucking Airbnbs.
You know what would be funny is like a liberal millionaire property owner giving like skull tests to people to determine if they're too racist to rent their.
What is that called?
The phrenology. Yeah, they're
phrenology.
doing phrenology and caliper measurements where it's like, I'm sorry, your forebrain's too underdeveloped. You can't rent my condo to celebrate.
I saw the border czar guy that he's hired, this Homan guy. I think
Homan.
I think it reminded because it's like human but with an O. But anyway, he looks like he's on the Ozempic, like he's getting like mean and lean for this immigration battle he's about to undergo. Because every time I see him, he's thinner. And I saw him at the border, and him and the governor of Texas were giving out food. I think maybe to the border people or something like that. They're serving like Thanksgiving dinner. And he got up and he gave a speech, and he had that thing where you get that gross white shit on the corner of your mouth. Yeah, and it was bouncing, but it was doing this thing where it was moving from lip to lip.
Fan the lips at all?
Discharge.
It was like a white lump of white goo that was moving from top lip to bottom lip, up and down.
Lunchly cheese.
That's good. That's good lube.
Went on and on about Mexicans. I got Guatemalans up here now. Yeah, I ain't never seen such.
And he like spits it out, grabs it, puts it back on his lip.
He puts it in his little case and puts it away.
He's got like a lot of them saved up.
Do you think he's on Ozempic, or do you think RFK in his horrible voice is telling people to like eat on burgers?
I hope RFK gets the whole cabinet on
Donald, you shouldn't eat that. Honestly, if you stop talking, I'll eat whatever you want. Who told you should be a politician?
I wouldn't be shocked because Trump is very concerned about like visuals. You know, he looks for people. One of the things he looks at, are they from central casting? That's a thing that he said. So if his cabinet all becomes just a little leaner and meaner and more attractive and Hollywoodish, wouldn't shock me.
That would be
a motley crew.
We should have fitter cabinets all around.
So I don't watch Fox News, but on YouTube, there's this Indian channel, Dots Not Feathers, that re-uploads like hour-long segments of Fox News. And I watch those every now and then. It's funny. The last 5 minutes of them are first-person viewpoints of an Indian man working on small engines. It's so weird.
Really?
Yeah. And it doesn't make any sense because it's not like the old days when you had a VHS tape and the end of it, like the tail would be. This is digital. So why would that be?
No reason. Is he really good at it?
No, he's just doing random work. And sometimes it's not even the small engine guy. It's like a person raking leaves or something.
Wait, so it's just a random Indian being like, sweetheart, you will not believe the grift I have fallen into.
No. Because of the name of the channel, it's written in that scribbly script they use. So anyway, I've been watching Fox News a little bit, and they showed Trump's cabinet thus far. And it's a lot of people, these names already, like maybe 30, 40 people at least. And I swear to God, the Fox Morning Show, which it's a black guy, 2 white girls, and a white dude. And the girl goes, he's got such a diverse cast. Look at this. There's men and there's women.
Dude, that's 100% of the bases hit. Men and women.
Black guy nodded along. And I was like, my God, what do they pay you, brother? To sit there and take this.
Did you see the Boris Epshteyn news?
Boris Epshteyn?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. All right. So this guy was Trump's Republican strategist, and he was selling seats, selling jobs, and they had to pay him $30,000 to $40,000 a month for their position. And to Trump's credit, He heard about it. He fired him. He said anyone who does stuff like this is going to get fired just like he did. And it wasn't a thing Trump did. So I don't mean to mispaint it, but it is a dirty guy who was selling access to Trump. And he's out now.
Imagine how many of those sketchy fucks just are out there.
Is that the date right guy? Is that the guy that went to TikTok and now... Because that rings a bell, but that might not be him. I could just be lying, spreading false news, fake news.
Don't let that
misinformation.
Yeah, or misinformation.
This article doesn't say anything about him.
Don't worry, this and misinformation are safe now.
What's his name?
It's hard for me to pronounce. I'm gonna post it in there. I'm getting Boris Epshteyn.
Boris Epshteyn.
Do you see that? How would you pronounce that?
Oh, Boris Epshteyn.
Yeah. Boris Epshteyn.
Epshteyn.
It's
it's Epshteyn. Yeah. Epshteyn. I think you're right. Like, how else could you possibly say that? Yeah.
I sometimes do this. I focus and make sure that every letter makes its word into my pronunciation because it's supposed to. I used to just look at the first three and like roll from there.
Wait, this was the guy working for Trump?
Yes.
This guy was born in the fucking Soviet Union. He lives in
what ethnic? Dude, Epstein makes me think Jewish, but Epshteyn, what fucking ethnicity is that? Is that Russian?
Russian. He's probably a Russian Jew.
He was high up on his.
You can do an early life check.
And then he made it into the White House, and now he's out because he got caught for being dirty.
Shame on him.
His family are Russian Jews, so he thought he was too good for like the Jeffrey Epstein spelling. Had to be unique. I don't like this guy, not one bit. Selling
loser.
Yeah,
he's a loser. Don't like him.
He's a loser. He's a loser.
So
he's a loser.
Oh my god!
Hey, RFK, if you could shut the fuck up, you're bothering everyone. It's really.
Can you imagine having to speak to him at a party and be like for one thing, like you do want to speak to him because it's RFK.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'd be like either swallow or spit it out. Like, get it out.
Taylor, I can't.
There's a worm in my brain, and also
I just give him a burner phone and text across the dining table all night.
Give him that Fetterman iPad.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah,
something, a speak and spell. It's really
dude, people don't give him enough shit for that stuff where it's like, well, in the 80s I cheated on my wife 67 times and I kept a diary of it and then I showed it to her and she hanged herself. Now I'm kind of into fitness. It's like
that was in like the 2000s.
Was it?
Like,
bro, that wasn't that long ago when his ex-wife hung herself. That was in like 2011, I think.
Do you look down? See, I don't look down.
I want that guy to talk about fitness and like getting nasty stuff out of food and literally nothing else.
I really don't care about dudes. As long as you're not beating your wife, I don't care about dudes who have infidelities. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me whatsoever. Like,
she killed herself out of torture.
Did a lot to her.
Him like basically
okay,
like, rubbing that in her face. It was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. She killed herself because he did this. She killed herself because she wanted to kill herself. That's on her.
Fair enough. The onus is on her at the end of the day. I'm just saying, I really like what RFK seems to say about like all his food takes seem to be good. And then outside of that, I'm like,
you know what I like about his food takes? The left has to try to attack them now, and it's hilarious to watch them do it. The articles will be like, what's the problem with GMOs anyway? And it's like, whoa, what do you mean? Aren't you supposed to be against them too? I sent you all those articles, and it was like a pain of 4 of them where they're attacking like healthy foods. Suddenly.
You sent one, I remember a headline specifically you sent a picture of that said, why ultra processed foods aren't bad for you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would this be the point that they want to take?
Why is
contention
anyone
with?
making
like,
this point?
This is the worst possible position to take.
Yeah.
Oh, you think like having like weird emulsified paste turned into crackers and fed to us is like good?
Yes.
It tastes good. It's probably not
tastes
good for us.
Have you fucking tasted it?
Yeah, I love chips. I'll eat chips all day. It's been a problem.
All right, shit. All right.
Man, RFK is going to fix this for us.
He's good.
Yeah, I'm super looking forward to the Trump inauguration and the parties and like the official stuff. I don't know what all the things are that happen. The 2 days I know about are obviously whenever the January 6th thing, whenever they certify the election, and then I'm sure he's going to try to throw because he really cares about attendance. It seems like he would do his best to throw the biggest like inauguration day bash he could possibly throw, and so I'm looking forward to seeing that too.
That's a good call. I don't agree with it. I bet he does something like usually the inaugurations are kind of like boring political events that you've already won. Who cares, right? To me, the election was the event, not the inauguration. But Trump will want a crowd. So if he were to get the Trump supporting celebrities or just something to make it an event that people want to attend, then I wouldn't be at all surprised.
Yeah.
The like group of celebrities that support Trump, it's such a funny, it seems like the stand-up comedian side of celebrities are largely like pro-Trump, and then all the other like media Hollywood celebrities really dislike him, and so that could be like a funny lineup. Like who's he gonna bring out? Shane Gillis,
James Woods,
Kid Rock seems to be there.
Kevin Sorbo,
Hulk Hogan, Kevin Sorbo.
I don't know who that is. You've mentioned him before,
and I'll keep mentioning him.
You're just a little too young. He was a star of a popular TV show, maybe called Hercules.
The Legendary Journeys.
And you were probably just being born.
Wasn't he also Beastmaster?
No, he was not.
Fuck.
I'm almost positive.
Fuck.
I know he did have his crossovers with Lucy Lawless because she was Xena, the warrior princess.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
both those shows are filmed in New Zealand. They're both shot in New Zealand by the same guy, I think, and so the crossovers made sense. But Sorbo is conservative guy. Also, the chubby chick that got fired from Star Wars. You could roll her out.
What is her name?
That giant titted
Carano. Her name's Carano or something.
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano. I liked her in her MMA days.
You know what I have noticed? Who's the guy who sings like Greenwood or whatever? The one who wrote and sings the song.
Lee Greenwood.
Lee Greenwood, from the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee. Like that guy clearly has no issue with Trump playing his song. He shows up and sings it. That guy, Trump is keeping him in business for sure. That guy was so big around 9/11. I don't know when he wrote that song, if it existed before 9/11 or not. But dude, after 9/11, they played that shit like all day, every day.
Country music got a boost, I think, coming out of 9/11. Was Beer for My Horses 9/11-ish, or did I just brand it that way in my mind?
I think it was like right around the time, maybe a little after.
It was somewhat after, but that's Kenny. That's not Kenny. It's what's his name? Toby Keith, and Toby Keith had the real 9/11 song. That was super popular. It may have been on the same.
Made fun of.
No. South Park was making fun of Alan Jackson's 9/11 song. So Toby Keith's 9/11 song is like, "We'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way." Hey, Uncle Sam. He's got that one. Yeah. You can fucking rock to that one. Alan Jackson was like, "Where were you when the world stopped turning on that September day?" And you're like, "Fuck, that was a rough day. I didn't want to think about that. I'm driving. I'm trying to get to work."
It was a great day. I traded my Kadabra with my friend Alex, evolved it into Alakazam. It was a wonderful. I played in the woods all afternoon.
Beer for My Horses was a 9/11 song. It specifically mentions blew up a building, and we got too many gangsters doing dirty deeds, too much corruption. The long arm of the law will put a few in the ground. They'll make their maker will settle them down. It is a revenge song. I was hyped for it when that was the one that resonated with me.
I did not pin that as a 9/11 song. It's also got Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson? Yeah.
I know all the words to that song. I've seen the music video.
Same. I thought it was like a Western, about like a Western kind of.
Yeah.
He mentions blowing up a building.
Grandpappy said to Pappy back in my day. For the wicked things he done.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I'm up in Texas, driving all up the tree, hang them all, and them bad boys leave them high.
You're a good singer when you give it the effort. I remember Kitty texting me a video many years ago of you
through the door,
scream singing so loud in a bathroom, like you know when you exceed the volume of the resonation frequency of your bathroom, where like there is like a not even that high pitch you have to hit to resonate with your bathroom, and you were beyond that. You were which it seems like yelling at that point, but you were passionate there.
I like his feud with Trump. I like that. Okay. I like that they clearly genuinely dislike each other, and I'm sure each of them thinks that they're a real billionaire or a real businessman, and the other is not their version of a real businessman or whatever, and they clearly just dislike each other. I like that.
What's the start of that hate between them? Does it go back a long time?
I don't know the genesis of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't have something to do with the TV stuff, because they're both like businessmen, moguls in the TV industry. And Trump has always been the kind of guy to rub it in your face if you fail at something. Mm-hmm. So I remember some letter he wrote to somebody, and it was like, you know, oh, sorry, your show was like, you know, so pathetic and such a failure because I guess no one wanted to watch you. Hopefully now they've got a new host over there. It will be a success once again.
Here's the note that Trump sent on gold letterhead in 2004 to Mr. Mark Cuban. Dear Mark, I am truly sorry to hear that your show has been canceled for lack of ratings. When I initially called you to congratulate you on the benefactor, little did you or I realize how disastrous and embarrassing it would turn out to be for you. If you ever decide to do another show, please call me and I will be happy to lend a helping hand. With best wishes, Donald Trump.
Wow.
just billionaire shit talk back and forth.
It's kind of one direction, but okay.
Oh no, I was assuming maybe he sent Cuban's some like digs. Or I know I've seen Cuban recently is like hates Trump.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, he campaigned, I think, on Kamala's behalf. I had to think to pronounce it right. He campaigned on Kamala's behalf this time, and he got second place. A lot of people wish they did. Just saying.
Nice silver
medal.
Yes, yeah.
Bronze.
I'm sure she'll be the second most powerful person next year.
Yeah, look at Jill Stein. Fucking Jill Stein over there with bronze. Nobody even talks about Jill Stein and her bronze.
Right?
I don't know what that woman believes about anything. Isn't she Green Party? Does that mean like she's a hyper environment?
Russian puppet, Taylor. She's a Russian puppet. Okay, that's all that matters.
What does she do?
I don't know. Probably war in Ukraine. Everybody tells me
she was photographed with Putin, but I don't know that means. I don't know.
Yeah, she's at that dinner with him, and I think Pompeo's at the table too, though. So it looked like kind of a, I don't know, world leader type dinner. It wasn't like they were like sneaking around at a Burger King. They were at like a big fancy dinner. You know what I mean?
I haven't heard her actual thoughts enough to like say that the talk about her is right or wrong. All I've heard is the talk about her. I haven't heard her herself, so I don't know. I guess I just don't care about her or what she's up to. The third party thing needs real. Donald Trump was the last chance for the third party candidacy. If something had happened during his run where he had to do his own thing, you might have had a third party that like competed and won. Maybe maybe the Trump party would have gotten second and lost to the Democrats, right? Like you could see that happening. But without somebody like on the red side,
you need a big sail to fly that ship, that third party candidacy ship. So I don't know. I don't know who that is.
You guys are young for Perot, but he did better than people remember. I want to say his percentage of popular vote was in the 20s. Like
no, I think it was like 16. I think it was like 16%.
Second,
that's huge.
It was lower.
What was his party?
Roche Perot. He was independent.
Oh, I figured independent, but I don't. Usually those guys like have a party.
The Party Rock party.
The Party Rock.
Got
2011
in 92, and I think that was the year.
That's a lot.
Yes,
that's huge for a third party.
Doesn't feel like we get anybody like that.
The other time he got 8.5%, so 19% was his good one, and like you said, like that's substantial.
Yeah,
and he took from both contestants. Like I think that was W versus who was that? I forgot. 1992.
92 would have been Clinton.
Clinton versus who? I know I said W. I messed up. Anyway, I forget.
Bob
Dole, I think you're right. And I don't think that Ross Perot clearly hurt one more than the other. But anyway.
Yeah.
It's interesting how our politics work that way. And then like you'll see stuff from European politics where it'll be like the Albanian right-wing party wins in a landslide with 31% of the vote. And it's like, how does that work? And then you look at the breakout and there's 60 parties.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, oh, okay, I guess actually 31 is a fuck ton in this system.
Sometimes they don't have a winner-take-all system. And when you don't have a winner-take-all system, splitting the vote up 16 ways just makes you lose. So everyone gears.
The Electoral College is clearly the best system designed by man. It might even be God-made. There's a possibility of that. That there's.
It's like pasteurization.
Yeah, it could be divine. The Electoral College. No man could say for sure.
I'm being triggered.
I mean, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter when you win both, though, right?
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, this time you won both.
This time it was wild.
Yeah, and there won't be a next time, so we're done.
There will be a next time. It just might be somebody else.
Might be 15, 20 years, though. I don't know. He looks spry to me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Trump may not leave. You know, I hope they dismiss all those charges against him, because what I don't want is there to be a scenario where they're like, all right, Trump, you ready to leave the White House? Because we're waiting to lock you up. Like, don't even put that on him.
So I don't know if you know, they didn't dismiss him. They just delayed sentencing indefinitely. And I think they did it without prejudice, which means it can come back. But most people just think it never will.
I don't know if he's going to like that.
He might pardon. Well, the federal stuff, he could pardon himself. No, the pardoning himself, I'm told, is unsettled law. Like, smart people disagree.
And also, like, I think there's some weird kerfuffle where they haven't technically convicted him. Like I get that he's been found guilty of those felonies, but they haven't done the part where they convict you to him yet. Like, there's a part where he goes to the judge and he's like, "You are hereby convicted." Like, that hasn't actually happened yet, I don't think. So he can't pardon himself, I don't think, and he couldn't be pardoned. Like, he couldn't at 5 minutes before he leaves office, he could be like, "I retire, Vance. You're the man. Would you?" Yes, you signed it already. Thanks. Perfect. Oh, great. I was hoping you would do this for me. Good. I don't know how all that's going to work.
Pardon. So I'm just not sure.
I just hope they leave him alone. And I hope that there isn't some court in New York or some prosecutor in New York 4 years from now who's just like, we're all waiting for the prosecutor to file charges as soon as Trump leaves office. And he's just like, you know what? I'm not going to leave. How about that? How about I'm not going to leave? How about come get me? How about we got a pretty good security system here? How about that? Like, you don't want that to happen.
No. Yeah. I wonder what he'll be like in 4 years. Like,
I'll be in the Oval Office doing president shit if you need me.
I feel like he's already declined a bit since 4 years ago, or especially 8 years ago.
I agree.
The way he speaks. So 4 years from now, we'll see where that goes.